Good morning, dear. I hope you didn't have a hard time finding us today.
How many rooms do you have?
Oh, this? It's a backdrop.
What?
So I've been in contact with your PR team and we've gone over your details and stats very extensively. So let's review our current plan of action regarding your career as the next biggest female ballet protagonist. So as per our last meeting, we have identified that your protagonist archetype is undefined. You're not a noble, unless of course you are.
I'm not.
You're not a noble, you lack the charisma and the flirting skills to be a popular village girl, and your ideal death scenario is far too peaceful to be a tragic heroine. And this, of course, is bad news. A ballet protagonist must have a clear concept in order to better appeal to the masses. Your lack of said concept puts you and your career at a significant amount of risk. Don't look so dismal, my dear. It is still quite possible for you to have a successful career as a ballet protagonist, despite not fitting any of the archetypes just yet. You just need to go through enough adventure, and we should be able to figure out your archetype soon enough. The key is in the story.
So the plot.
Exactly. And that is my singular concern with you. You mentioned before that you are a relatively adventurous person, so I'm sure you've had much experience in creating an interesting plot. What is your idea of a thrilling adventure?
Late night nuggets. Or sometimes late night nachos if I...
Listen, my dear. Have you ever heard of a ballet protagonist who lived a boring, ordinary life and then died peacefully of an old age?
I could be the first.
Of course not. The agency will never accept that. I could never accept that. I'll lose my job. A ballet protagonist must go out into the world to meet adventure, danger, and eventually, hopefully, true love. So our most important line of action as of now is to properly equip you with all of the necessary protagonist skills. The protagonist's life, whilst having its moments of glamour, is not without its risks. And so if we ever want to create a compelling plot, discover your archetype, and have you go on to enjoy your glowing career as a ballet protagonist, we have to make sure you don't die in the process.
I think I've done a pretty good job lately at not dying.
So it seems. But now that you're a protagonist, you'll soon find that things are quite different. For any regular person, not dying is quite simple. Don't use your hairdryer in the bathtub. Don't stick your fork in the toaster. Look both ways before crossing the road, and don't eat things you're allergic to, such as
Peanuts.
peanuts. However, as a protagonist, you will soon find out that the whole world is on conquest to get you. So extra training and social skills, self-defense, and basic protagonist street smarts are of utmost importance. We'll begin your training with a simple object recognition exercise to expand your knowledge in this area. The process is simple. I will show you a series of images and you'll just have to tell me what objects you see in them.
That sounds simple enough. I have my notebook.
Exquisite. Let's begin. What do you see here?
Bottles?
Good. I'll give you a half point for that. It's not so much about the bottles, but the contents. Bottled fluids have a moderate possibility of appearing in your ballet, but meddling with said bottles almost always result in a disastrous end. Take Romeo and Juliet, for example, the most famous example in this matter. In their case, the consumption of various bottled fluids resulted in great tragedy. And then look at Brunhilde and Franz. Franz accepted the ill-fated drink from an eccentric doll maker, no less. Little knowing it would knock him out for the rest of the act. Whether these fluids cause one to lose consciousness temporarily or permanently, whoever offers the bottle is likely a deeply flawed human being who, regardless of their intention, cannot be trusted. Moving on, what do you see here?
A boat?
Be more specific.
A sailboat.
Closer. This is a shipwreck and a free ticket to the underworld. Teresina is a prime example in this case. She went sailing with her lover and inevitably a storm blew in. And though he was a fine sailor, poor Teresina was, of course, thrown overboard by the turbulence and drowned. And then the demon of the sea decided to hold her hostage in the underworld. She would have never come back, except her fisherman boyfriend also happened to be a very devout Catholic and dove into the sea and prayed her back up to the surface. But seeing as you have no prayerful boyfriend of any sort, I strongly advise you to stay away from boats of all kinds. Now how about this?
A necklace.
No, dear. This, with the proper setup and follow-through, could assist in the most pivotal point in your story. Take Nakia, for example. She is offered gold jewelry from Gamzati in exchange for giving up her true love. And when she refuses, it becomes the sealing of her tragic fate. Extremely pivotal, if you ask me. A similar significance appears in Giselle when she is offered the necklace from the Countess. The gesture of favor sets up Giselle for a sudden tragic fall when she realizes her beloved is betrothed to that self-same Countess. The necklace also offers an opportunity for a significant amount of drama when Giselle goes mad and tears the necklace from her neck.
So, jewelry is a bad sign?
Not bad, exactly, but it does often precede the loss of your love interest and sudden impending doom. Now, what would you call this?
More jewelry?
My dear, this is clearly a medallion. Medallions are a good deal different from regular jewelry. In fact, medallions often spark a pivotal change in your favor. Take Teresina once more. The medallion that is given to her fiancé Gennaro is what helps make it all the way down to the underworld to save her. And of course, the most impactful use of medallions is by the famous ballet protagonist Paquita. Her medallion is her key to discovering her true noble identity, which paves her way to the palace to be married to her handsome prince. Do you happen to have any medallions at home?
No, I don't.
Right then. What do you see here?
A flower?
Correct.
What?
That's all. It is simply a flower. Whether received from friends, potential suitors, or your one true love, single-stem flowers are almost always a sign of favor or genuine affection. They must always be graciously accepted, preferably with a dance, as stated in the ballet protagonist's contract. Additionally, single-stem flowers can provide wildly accurate predictions regarding your love life. You may use that information as you wish. And your final image of the day.
More flowers.
Be thankful this is only training, my dear, because if this was a real protagonist scenario, you'd be dead. Whether in a bouquet or a basket, flowers in large quantities never bode well for our protagonist. Take, for example, Princess Aurora. Having received multiple single-stem flowers in the beginning of the act, she received the ill-fated bouquet without a second thought. And what do you know? The bouquet was concealing a cursed spindle that would have led to her tragic, untimely demise had she not had a good fairy on her side to counter the curse. And Nakia, of course. She too received a basket of flowers under the impression that they were a gift from her beloved. And lo and behold, nestled within the flowers was a deadly snake which promptly bit her and brought about her very traumatic death. So learn this and learn this well, my dear. A large quantity of flowers may very well cost you your life. Don't ever receive them and much less dance with them, or something is sure to jump out and bite you. Good. I think that's all the time we have for today. You seem to have done all right with this first lesson, and I'm sure you've learned plenty. I'll hand the cards over to you so you can review them at home. Be sure to review them often and learn them by heart. And as additional homework, here are a few other images to familiarize yourself with before our next lesson.
I'll have to ask my neighbor.
Oh, this? It's a backdrop. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is my favorite line. It's so hard for me not to laugh or like smile while I'm saying it. Okay. Oh, this. It's a backdrop. I've been in I can't do this.
Directors all over the world are thankful that we didn't go into acting because
They'd be threatened by my obvious talent. Clearly. Your lack of said concept. I keep wanting to say confidence for some reason.
Your lack of confidence.
Your lack of
that's also putting my career at risk.
That too. The agency could never accept that. I could never accept that. I'll lose my... Was it good though? Up until that point.
It was gold. It was gold.
I could never accept that. I'll lose my job.
Why are you so funny?
I could never accept that. I'll lose my job.
You were almost there.
I'm so
You were
close.
almost there.
So close.
Okay, whatever.
The process is simple. The process is simple. There's so many S's. Who wrote this? It was me. For the record, this is me. Take Nakia for existence. She is offered gold jewelry.
Example or instance, not existence.
Thank God you're here. We would have had to go with existence, you guys.
Existence.
Take Nakia for existence. Good job. We've done it. Ah, this was so fun. I love doing Protagonist. It's like our little passion project, eh?
Oh, for sure.
I feel like we partially started the channel just to do this series. That's
Almost in a way.
I think that's why we started the channel. It's for this series right here. Thank y'all for your patience. Y'all have been asking, where's Protagonist episode 3? We need an episode 3. Here it is. We hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it has taken us a long time to get back to it with finding a place to film and all of that. But hopefully it turns out. We're excited to watch the final product with you guys at the premiere. So